Are looking for this man, a friend of the Algerian caught with the makings of a bomb. Terror strikes on the other side of the world as gunmen hijack an Indian airliner. Billions watch as the Pope celebrates Christmas and opens the Jubilee of 2000. And paying for a winter wonderland. What some folks will do for a white Christmas.
This is the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather.
And good evening. Dan is off tonight. I'm John Roberts. On Christmas Eve, just a week away from the millennium, the world is in an anxious state, worried about deadly violence by those who would like to wreck the festivities. Tonight, the U.S. and Canada are trying to piece together a shadowy puzzle that could be an international terror ring preparing to strike America. CBS's Vince Gonzalez is following the investigations.
Just hours after raiding this apartment in Montreal, Canadian police issued an arrest warrant for Abdelmajid Dahoumane. The 32-year-old is charged with possession of explosives, though none were found in the search. Sources tell CBS News he's also being sought in the United States and is believed to be the other man who spent 3 weeks in this Vancouver motel with Ahmed Rassam, just before the Algerian was captured near Seattle, transporting bomb-making materials into the U.S. Across the country in Vermont, officials continue to search for links between the Canadian woman and Algerian man arrested after crossing into the U.S. with false papers. Their car and cell phone were registered to Brahim Midi, a Montreal man with suspected ties to an Algerian extremist organization. But he claims he was only helping out a friend with bad credit.
I'm not a terrorist at all. Believe me, I'm not a terrorist.
The alleged founder of that extremist group, Murad Dina, a scientist living in Switzerland, calls the accusations surreal.
I totally reject this, and time will show that all these allegations are false.
But worried U.S. officials have stepped up surveillance at all border crossings, including those from Mexico. Customs agents have been added. Inspections are more intense.
The worries are that we may miss something. We may miss something, and it may affect the public safety.
Terrorism expert Brian Jenkins worries about the same thing.
I think the authorities are doing all that they possibly can. At the same time, we have to be realistic. There's no such thing as 100% security. It is not possible to prevent every possible terrorist attack.
Officials say they know of no specific terrorist targets in the U.S., but with big millennium celebrations just a week away, they have to do all they can. Vince Gonzalez, CBS News, Los Angeles.
After the FBI warned of potential package bombs mailed from Germany, state police in Massachusetts were taking no chances. X-rays of a package addressed to the wrong zip code showed what looked like a timing device inside. But when police tore open the parcel with a water cannon, they found a music box and some German chocolates. With Americans on edge this holiday season, terrorists struck today far away from U.S. borders. Over India, at least 5 heavily armed terrorists seized an Indian Airlines Airbus as it flew from Nepal to New Delhi. The gunmen then took the plane on a wild ride, landing in several countries and being turned away from others. CBS's Dave Rowdy has the latest.
On the ground in Dubai after a day-long drama, the 5 hijackers began releasing some of their hostages late in the evening. They'd promised to let the women and children go from the hijacked Air India jet in exchange for more fuel.
This is PTAG, is it?
In New Delhi, anxious relatives of those on board waited for word, but officials there said they had little information.
We have no confirmed news as yet about injury, killings on board, the identity of the hijackers, or indeed any demands that they might have made.
The drama had begun shortly after the flight from Nepal to New Delhi entered Indian airspace. The hijackers demanded to land in Lahore, Pakistan. They were refused permission, then set down just across the border in Amritsar, India, where unconfirmed reports indicated they shot and killed 4 passengers. The plane then took off again with only 10 minutes fuel on board, landing in Lahore even after authorities there turned off the runway lights. After refueling, the plane tried to go to Afghanistan but was refused permission, then headed off to Dubai. The plane has now left Dubai. The women and children who came off appeared frightened but otherwise unharmed. Air India says there were 178 passengers and a crew of 11 on the plane, among them one American. Still completely unknown the motivation for the hijackers and what their ultimate demands or intentions are. Dave Browdy, CBS News, New York.
For convicted terrorists in Northern Ireland, a goodwill gesture from Britain. Christmas paroles. 139 prisoners from Belfast's notorious Maze prison walked free for 12 days. They're expected to return voluntarily January 4th. The parolees include members of the Irish Republican Army and pro-British Protestant groups. In Bethlehem tonight, the time-honored celebration of Christmas Eve midnight mass at the Church of the Nativity. But this year, Richard Roth tells us, police presence in the birthplace of Jesus was up and the number of tourists down.
Christmas begins in Bethlehem in unlikely ways. Even Yankee Doodle came to town. That other American export, the State Department's warning of a possible terrorist threat, had 3,000 Palestinian police beefing up security in the little hometown of the millennium. Tourists who came couldn't help but consider it.
I just thought momentarily about it. I said, I'm going to go for it, no matter what. I mean, I'm not going to let that hold me. Chance of a lifetime. But I'm going to go for it.
But town officials were angry, convinced the U.S. government's worldwide warning cut the Christmas Eve crowd here in half.
Unfortunately, the rumors that have been heard all over the world and the official declarations by the United States of America has done a lot of harm.
Yasser Arafat, who prayed today at the mosque on Manger Square, calls this town with its Muslim majority and Christian heritage the jewel of Palestine. It's never just Christmas in Bethlehem, where religions and history mix with politics. Palestinians know it's also a powerful symbol of their authority, where the world's attention is guaranteed for one night every year. As Mass was celebrated at midnight, the Christmas message hadn't changed, peace on earth. But as guardians of the town and its Christian shrine, the Palestinians were earning some international goodwill. They'd invested millions planning for this, and on the last Christmas of the millennium, there must have been joy in hearing the words of a tourist who said, "Tonight, we feel secure." Richard Roth, CBS News, Bethlehem.
Christmas Eve midnight mass at the Vatican tonight was a once-in-a-lifetime for Pope John Paul and for the entire Roman Catholic Church. CBS's Lee Cowan is on the scene at the symbolic beginning of Christianity's third millennium. Lee?
John, this is the 22nd Christmas Eve Mass that Pope John Paul II has celebrated here, made even more special, as you say, by the fact that he has declared this a Holy Jubilee year. Tonight, he inaugurated one of the most ambitious initiatives of his papacy. The Vatican is no stranger to moments of majesty, and tonight is no exception. Gathered in the Christmas Eve rain, some 80,000 faithful from every corner of the globe watched as Pope John Paul II unsealed the holy door of St. Peter's Basilica, closed since the last holy year in 1983, symbolically ushering the Church's 1 billion Catholics across the threshold and into the next millennium. Despite his failing health, the Vatican says the Pope is determined to shepherd his flock through the year-long celebrations, which could mean a busy travel schedule both here and abroad. As part of those celebrations, the Pope has asked the faithful to mark the upcoming Holy Year with pilgrimages and as well as other observances as well. Some 30 million Catholics are expected to come here to Rome as part of that Holy Year celebration. That's more than 6 times the normal number who visit here. John?
Lee Cowan in Vatican City tonight. Thanks. Still to come on the CBS Evening News, how the Hubble got its head back. A successful walking space. A Christmas without cheer in Venezuela brings American troops to the rescue. And a Christmas without snow in New England brings out some Yankee ingenuity.
I was one hurting cowboy. Heartburn hotter than a blown engine. And pain? The antacid I took didn't do the whole job. And Pepsi takes so long. Then I tried Alka-Seltzer. Man, if it didn't work a whole lot better.
Alka-Seltzer, the only one with the medicines to relieve all your symptoms.
Boy, it works fast.
And only Alka-Seltzer has the effervescent power to speed relief.
Alka-Seltzer. Made a believer out of me.
Get better relief. Get Alka-Seltzer.
Super Bowl Sunday. In a special multimedia event, Publishers Clearinghouse will surprise someone with $21 million. Watch your mail or go to PCH.com. Enter, and Super Bowl Sunday, it could be you.
I'm the Black & Decker floor buster. I eat broken glass for breakfast. I eat cat litter for lunch. Let's just say I have an insatiable appetite. I'm the floor buster. I'm built by Black & Decker.
This is the face of erectile dysfunction. So is this. And this. Fact is, 1 in 3 men have some form of ED, a medical condition also called impotence that affects men of every age, race, and background. What else do all these men have in common? They all faced up to their problem and got help. If you're experiencing ED, there's no need to hide your face. Just talk to your doctor. It's the best way to get educated about ED and how to treat it.
Christmas Eve is a work day in orbit. 2 Discovery astronauts made the final spacewalking service call to fix and refurbish the $3 billion Hubble Space Telescope. Today's goal to install a new radio transmitter and data recorder, plus a new industrial-strength steel sunblock to protect the Hubble from solar radiation. CBS News space consultant Bill Harwood joins us now from the Kennedy Space Center in Florida. Bill, the Hubble is scheduled to be released back into orbit tomorrow. How confident are NASA scientists that the repairs that they've made will extend the life of the Hubble out another 10 years?
Well, John, barring a catastrophe of some sort, I think it's obvious that Hubble will continue to operate for several more years at least, certainly until the mission in 2001, the next servicing mission, I should say, which is part of a regular sequence of these missions to repair and upgrade the telescope as time goes on. Right now, it's got 6 new gyroscopes on board, a new flight computer. It's got a new star tracking system. It's really in as good a shape now as it's been in years. And so the scientists are very optimistic that this spacecraft will continue to perform as it has in the past.
So with its new aiming system and upgraded software package, what are scientists expecting out of the Hubble in the next decade?
Well, nobody knows, John, and that's the beauty of the instrument. When they launched this thing 10 years ago, they didn't know what it would see. But once it got up above Earth's obscuring atmosphere and turned that big mirror on deep space, it really revolutionized optical astronomy. They've gotten conclusive evidence, for example, for the existence of black holes. They've learned a lot about how galaxies evolve. They've even gained insights into the age of the universe and what its ultimate fate might be. So what will they see in the next 10 years is anybody's guess, but they're certainly eager to start the hunt. And with Hubble back in good health, that's going to start pretty soon indeed.
Bill Harwood at the Kennedy Space Center in Florida. Thanks.
Thank you.
On the CBS Health Watch tonight, an update on the flu season. Widespread outbreaks are reported in 3 states, Montana, Utah, and Washington. These 16 other states are reporting regional outbreaks. Straight ahead on tonight's CBS Evening News, Christmas after the floods and among the ruins in Venezuela.
A significant discovery in eye health may be lutein, a nutrient found in these healthy foods, perhaps as vital to your eyes as the beta-carotene in carrots. And now, Centrum and Centrum Silver are the only leading multivitamins that have lutein. So whatever your age, you can help maintain your precious sight. Look into Centrum and Centrum Silver, now more complete with lutein. Also look for Centrum Herbals, the only herbals backed by Centrum Science.
Hey guys, what you up to?
Mom's got a bad headache, so we're taking her some ice cream.
Well, maybe I can help too.
For headaches, doctors recommend Tylenol more than any other brand.
I knew the ice cream would help.
Tylenol, take comfort in our strength.
4, 5, V6. Sometimes life can be really tough. You want an easier way to get around? Get to the Chevy Make Your Money Count year-end event, where you'll find the tough Chevy Malibu. It's the lowest priced car with a standard V6 engine, automatic, air, and ABS. Now you can get $1,500 cash back for 2.9% APR financing on Malibu. So bypass all detours and go directly to the Chevy Make Your Money Count year-end event. It's your turn to save.
This delicious green bean casserole is not the only way to enjoy French's French fried onions. Even standard spuds become a savory side dish.
At the head of his cooking class.
Smile, you've got French's.
Hey, Annie Matthews, what's on your plate today?
Today's going to be great, but really busy. 10, maybe 15 cuts.
Lunch is here, Annie.
I'll probably grab a quick bite when I can.
Annie, your 2 o'clock's here.
And maybe get heartburn. I used to think Tums if I'd already eaten. Not anymore.
Now you can take Pepsid AC whenever you need it. Pepsid AC controls heartburn before, during, or even after you eat.
Of course I can take you.
No matter what's on your plate, today should be heartburn-free with Pepsid AC.
In Venezuela, 120 U.S. military disaster relief specialists spent Christmas Eve hunkered down in the flood and mud zones of one of South America's worst natural disasters. 30,000 people are feared dead and tens of thousands homeless. As Byron Pitts reports, everything is in short supply there, including holiday cheer.
When all you have left is a headboard, it's hard to get excited about a holiday. For many, the Christmas spirit died with their neighbors and their relatives.
And a lot of the people you see here don't know where the rest of their families are. And so their best Christmas present this year is going to be to find out if they have a family.
It was the deadliest natural disaster in Venezuela's history, an avalanche of mud triggered by a year's worth of rain in 4 days.
This neighborhood is one thread in what Venezuelans call cordon de miseria, the rope of misery. The shanty towns that circle the capital city of Caracas. It is here that most of the 150,000 people left homeless once lived, along with the thousands who died.
Have your children asked you about Christmas?
En otro sitio, yo estoy por aquí.
They'll spend Christmas in another place.
Para mí no hay Navidad.
For me, there's no Christmas.
46-year-old Alejandro Soho broke down and cried.
No fuera.
He lost his house, so his wife and 5 children will have to spend Christmas Eve with 6,000 strangers in a shelter. But tonight, like a proud warrior, there's talk of a comeback in Venezuela. No one knows when. Clearly not this Christmas or next. Byron Pitts, CBS News, Caracas.
Russia's top commander in Chechnya said today the final assault is underway on the rebel capital of Grozny. Russian artillery and helicopter gunships are keeping up a barrage on rebel targets in the capital, but Russian generals say they will not try to storm the city. They claim it can be taken by pro-Moscow Chechen militia forces instead of the regular army. Next up on the CBS Evening News, snowless in New England. But wait until you see how they make it a white Christmas anyway.
Out here, I'm in command. So am I supposed to say, slow down, guys, I'm constipated? I don't think so. You try to eat right. Sometimes you can't. Harsh chemical laxatives, they can kick in whenever and wherever. Not an option. So I rely on doctor-recommended Metamucil. It's got 100% natural fiber. Works with my body, gently, which is important to a sensitive guy like myself.
Metamucil, the doctor's natural choice for regularity.
This old mop makes me shake.
That old vacuum makes me ache. Plain old sprays can smear around.
This box rocks. The radical new Swiffer Sweeper. So simple to assemble.
Swiffer now sliding, sweeping and a gliding. Here comes Swiffer Sweeper.
Swiffer cloths use electrostatic action and lift and lock pockets to attract and trap all kinds of stuff with no residue. When you're done, just toss it.
Here comes Swiffer Sweeper.
When Swiffer's the one, consider it done. It makes a perfect holiday gift.
Good evening, sir. Your finest table? Reservation. Perhaps you'll find it under Washington. George Washington? Sir, that's only $1. Only $1. Don't you know that with 10, 10, 220, all calls up to 20 minutes are only 99 cents, and just 7 cents a minute after that. Plus, there's no monthly fee. Great rates and no monthly fee? All day, every day. Walk this way.
Dial 1010-220.
'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house, not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse.
For itchy patches with dry winter skin, moisturizers can't always cut it. Try Cortisone 10 Plus. Among these, only Cortisone 10 Plus has 10 moisturizers, plus the power of Cortisone 10 to stop itch and help heal. Try Cortisone 10 Plus.
On the CBS Weather Watch, if you're dreaming of a white Christmas this year, here's the U.S. weather map showing where the snow is or is likely to be in the next 24 hours. There already is snow on the ground tonight in parts of the south that haven't seen a white Christmas in decades. But up in New England, the snow is such a no-show, they'd have to paint the town white. It's been a record 284 snowless days in Boston. And in New Hampshire today, the lack of measurable snow this season ties the record set back in 1912. Jim Axelrod reports the locals are digging in for desperate measures.
Something is wrong in New Hampshire. No snow so far in December. First time in 71 years.
It's a time of happiness, and if you don't have snow, it doesn't really make Christmas seem jolly.
A little head start here, guys. But this isn't the home of Yankee ingenuity for nothing. Meet the Snow Misers, a group of guys who've leased a ski slope snowmaker to supply what everyone in New Hampshire is demanding.
I got through, and they booked me a slot, and I was the happiest guy on the planet.
For Paul DeRocher, it's the perfect gift for his wife and kids.
A white Christmas is something I always want every year.
The Snow Misers like to tell you they're in the rescue business.
The look on the kids' faces when they were sliding at this one house in their little suits and just having a blast, and the parents were out singing Christmas carols and getting together in this big block party.
Made you feel good, huh?
Yeah. I've done it for nothing.
Touching sentiment, no? But don't kid yourself. The Snow Misers get $200 an hour for a 4-hour job, and right now they're booking 4 jobs a day. Do the math. It'll be a green Christmas as well, if they can get this to work.
Then we'll turn the water on, and we're golden. Maybe. You see, this cross between Santa's elves and a pack of plumbers also has a touch of Keystone Cops. They can't seem to get enough water through their hose with enough pressure. All they're making is rain. Of course, rescues are best left to the professionals. 5 minutes after the East Area Fire Department showed up, all was once again right in New Hampshire.
I don't want to make too much of this, but do you see this rainbow?
Isn't that something, huh? I thought it was a good sign when I saw that.
You put a lot of smiles on a lot of little kids' faces today.
Isn't that what Christmas is about? Making people happy?
Little girls are again twirling in flurries. Little boys sit snug on their dad's snow-covered shoulders.
This is a phenomenal feeling. A phenomenal feeling.
It is snow, Christmas snow, falling again in the warmest kind of cold you could imagine. Jim Axelrod, CBS News, Derry, New Hampshire.
A joy in New Hampshire, but a big letdown for a New York woman. She thought that she'd won the lottery, but her bank account windfall turned out to be a $700,000 error. Susan Madicor was so excited she quit her job, bought a laundry business, and hoped to buy a liquor store until Chase Manhattan told her the small fortune in her bank account belonged in an account owned by the United Nations with an almost identical number. She disagrees, saying she needs the money to feed her family. Up next on the CBS Evening News, attention shoppers. Look who else was out there getting some last-minute gifts.
Yoo-hoo! Ready? Ready for a better way to get my fiber. Use your concentration.
New Phillips fiber caps don't contain sweeteners like most powders. They're concentrated, so they're just as effective as Metamucil. New Phillips fiber caps, effective fiber therapy without the powder.
Every year I say, I'm going to quit smoking. Day later, I'm at it again. Till this year. See this? My last piece of Nicorette gum. Been smoke-free with Nicorette now for 12 weeks. With Nicorette, I help control my cravings 2 ways. I used it on a regular schedule to help curb them, and then for unexpected cravings, I took another piece. And now, no more craving, no more nicotine. Happy New Year.
For a better quit date, you'll have to wait another 1,000 years. You can do it. Nicorette can help.
Here's your regular internet homepage. And here's i1.com. You use it like Yahoo, Lycos, or other search engines. Only i1.com gives away $10,000 every day, $1 million a month, and $10 million on tax day. Which one would you choose?
Oh, I see. Someone's supposed to struggle with this, right? So let's bring out the blonde.
Just doing research.
I'll pick the one with all of the cash.
i1.com.
Yeah.
Introducing i1.com. Why wouldn't you?
In this life, there's just no stopping. No break for a hacking cough. No rest for a raw, sore throat, aches, fever. But when you're desperate for relief, there is TheraFlu. Fast, powerful, hot liquid therapy. With the first sip of that soothing hot liquid, you feel relief is on the way. Soon your throat is soothed, your cough calmed. Maximum Strength Theraflu. Now in new honey lemon chest congestion and cough. Instant comfort, powerful relief.
So you don't think it's a big deal to put up with diarrhea when you're at home?
Ooh, too bad you missed out on our $50,000 grant.
If you take Imodium AD right away, you can stop diarrhea, often with just one dose.
Pizza.
So, what are you waiting for?
Hello?
We'll leave you this Christmas Eve with scenes of the president and first daughter Chelsea Clinton doing what millions of other Americans did today. They went shopping for some last-minute gifts, only in their case, they didn't have to worry about getting stuck in traffic or waiting in long lines. They visited several stores, browsing and buying some books. They reportedly paid with cash, and they ended their shopping spree the same way many of us do. Mr. Clinton said, "Let's go in. It's cold." And that's the CBS Evening News for this Christmas Eve. Now here's Mike Wallace with a preview of Sunday's 60 Minutes.
If there were no nuclear weapons in the Gulf, how did American soldiers get exposed to radiation during the Gulf War? And if the homeless are deadbeats, as some think, how did 60 Minutes find so many who were doing well? Sunday.
For Dan Rather and all of us at CBS News, I'm John Roberts, wishing you a good night and a very merry and safe Christmas. Thanks for watching.
For news 24 hours a day, CBS.com on the Internet and on our interactive partner, America Online, at keyword CBS News.
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire. Jack Frost dipping at your nose. Yuletide carols being sung by a choir. Folks all dressed up like Eskimos, keeping the hawk on. Turkey and mistletoe, candied yams help to make the season bright. Tiny tots with their eyes all aglow just won't go to sleep tonight. They know that Santa is on his way. He's got a whole lot of toys and goodies on his sleigh. And every mother's child, they are gonna spy. They really want to see the reindeer and see them fly. So I'm offering the simple praise to kids from 1 to 92. Although it's been said many times, many ways, Merry, Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas to you.
How life has changed in 1,000 years. It's a